you're so real. Already know exactly how you feel. See the head, not like seeing a steeple. You damn well know they're one of the people. Nobody breaks us, 'cause nobody made us. And no one can take this, 'cause we got their fix. We are the people, we are the people, we are the people. Don't mess with this.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. It's Patrick and the People, baby.
Good
Me and
morning.
Rich are here this morning. What's going on, buddy?
We made it, man.
We did. We made it to the weekend, man.
We did.
And
You all set? You got anything excited planned, or are you just packing and scrambling around?
well, no, I've got plenty. I've got a lot to do, actually.
Yeah.
I've got my entire real estate life. I'm getting under control to be gone for a week. It's not easy when you're, when
Yeah,
when
man, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because I concierge my clients a lot. I take good care of them, and so I have to make sure that next week, that while I'm gone, they'll get that same
Right.
treatment. So I have to get everything lined out so my people know exactly what to do for them and where we're at on everything, and get
Absolutely,
that all
yeah.
lined out. And so I'm doing that, and then of course tonight or spending time with the family this weekend.
Yeah.
My oldest and his lady are coming out Saturday. We're going to hang out, all the fam
Nice.
and her. So that's cool. It's our first time to hang out with her, which
Are there
is
big?
neat.
Are there any big? Is what? Is it Toadsuck? Is that still going
No,
on?
Toad Suck Days? No, we just did that
Okay.
last weekend. Went out, Chad and I did that. It's like
Seems like, I
a
guess,
giant flea market.
Yeah, I've
It's
never
really
been,
what it is.
so,
But
yeah.
they have some rides and some other stuff. But
I guess we're entering festival season now again, huh?
I guess, I don't know. It's we're coming on summer. I'm excited about it.
Man.
So, yeah, next week I'll be gone. We'll leave out Monday morning pretty early so we can get there late morning Monday. We'll get there. They'll pretty much immediately check us in, and then we'll do they'll pull us in to do an introductory interview that will go with, when they introduce us
Yeah.
on the show, it'll be the video that plays,
Okay.
know.
And how many people are involved in this with you?
I'm not exactly sure what the total number is, but I think it's somewhere around 16.
Okay.
It's a pretty big number of people, entrepreneurs that are
Right.
competing. Maybe it's more than that, honestly, because it may be 20. It may be 20. I don't know how many it is.
Yeah.
But then, of course, right after I get back, of course, it'll be immediately the next week I'll be at the Looney Bin, So as soon as I get back, I'll have to, get my set polished up for what I'm doing
Right.
at the Looney Bin, get ready for that. And
From one side of it to the other.
right? Yeah, no, from all business to straight funny business, and
It's exciting, man. Though that's
it is. No, it's super exciting. I couldn't be more grateful and thankful for all of it.
Speaking about comedy, of course, I think I'm kind of considering this a special day for me. This is, I think, the first time that I can ever remember, even since we started the show, I'm going to get to see a rant live in
Really?
person. Yeah, man.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
All these episodes. and you're
Yeah, I'm
not-
always on Tuesdays.
Oh
and
wow!
Thursdays,
Okay.
so
Well,
yeah.
hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
Well, now, yeah.
That'll be fun. Yeah. Today's is
I'm
a good one.
excited,
I
man.
like today's rant.
It's one to mark off for the book.
Yeah, hell
Off
yeah.
the bucket list. See
Yes,
Patrick
sir.
do a rant. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that done today.
I
You
heard
can bet on it.
you had some people reach out. They're getting ready to nominate you for a what is it? Whatever award for musicians.
Oh, like what? A Grammy?
Yeah, like a Grammy
Yeah,
for
no.
the Doritos song.
Yeah,
man.
no, for the Doritos
I
song.
really shot that into popularity.
Man, I don't know what happened yesterday. You accidentally push a button, and all of a sudden people go crazy for a song that people were reaching to me offline yesterday. Hey, can you send me that song, man? Where can I find that? So I'm like, yeah, I got to get that up on YouTube. I started making. I just told Rich that I'm going to send him a link to the Google Drive. I made 4 videos yesterday for songs, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to get them quickly in there as possible.
Gotcha.
Because I think we've probably got 4 of them up now, and I think I've got, 35, 38 songs that rotate in and out.
Okay. Well,
So
still, man.
yeah,
that'll be-
so we're getting them all
we're
up
getting
there.
it up there. We're getting.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I'm glad people are having fun with it. It's cool to be able to take a break. It's cool to be able to. I mean, it's got to be kind of interesting to at least, if you're listening to this show, know you're never going to hear the songs on the other places.
Right, absolutely.
You know, you're not going to.
Exclusively
These
ours.
songs are only here, good or bad. They're only here. You know, and maybe they suck, but they're only here.
They're bad.
Yeah, they're only here, man. Good morning. What's up, Mike? What's up, Tasha Mack?
Hey, we're missing somebody today, man. Where's Chad?
Chad is his son's graduating today.
Oh, man. Well, that's
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Good reason to miss. Seriously.
No, he
Congratulations,
reached
man.
out to me. His son's graduating. And they're a real tight knit family too, and
Yeah,
so they're
man,
going to be
that's-
there and help him with all that.
Absolutely.
And so yeah,
That's cool.
So I'm super
I would
excited
want to be
for
there
him.
too, man. That's
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, look, if you get them that far, you got to celebrate it.
Right? Right.
You know, I mean, that's cause to celebrate. It's hard to get somebody that far.
You ain't lying.
Man, I'm telling you, especially I wouldn't want to have to deal with schools right now. I would not want my kid in a school right now.
It's a whole new ball game, man.
Man, it's a whole different ball game,
Yeah.
one that I'm not familiar with how to play. I don't know the rules to this game, you know.
And you don't know where the balls are. And
That's
the
right. I don't
you
even know if it's
just-
appropriate to have those anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not sure you can. You know, it may not be a good thing.
Hot Wheels says, send him those songs. He'll get them up today.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll be glad to. We'll do that.
yeah.
We'll do that.
Anything crazy happening? Dude, that meth raccoon has been everywhere.
Yeah, he'll be in the rant too.
Oh, yes.
That's right. That's right. Get ready for that one.
I
That's,
saw
that's
body
the
cam
anchor.
footage of him now. Like, dude,
Oh, I
it's
did
just
too. It's
blowing up
wild.
everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah. I will tell you. I was telling you a minute ago. Something weird happened yesterday. I thought I would be mad at my very first inclination. I was for maybe half a second.
Yeah.
But so like, there's a Circle K up here by the studio, and usually I'll stop there once a day. You know, I'll probably when I leave here, I'll usually stop and get a coffee.
Gotcha.
You know, sometimes I'll get gas or whatever there.
Right.
And so when I went in yesterday, the guy, and he's been working there a long time, and over time, you get familiar with
Right,
people.
you
We're
do,
not
yeah.
we're not friends, so to speak, but we're
Right.
familiar. We're acquainted
Everybody
with one
has
another,
that
right?
hometown gas
you know the
station
convenience
where you know
store
everybody,
people
yeah.
where you go, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody does, and
Yeah.
so he's the only one in there, and I'm over. You know these new coffee machines where you pick which one you want, and you push the button and all that, and it grinds it and brews it up. You know what I'm talking about? At the
Yeah,
co-
man. Yeah, because I drink coffee all the
well,
time, man.
okay, well,
No, I'm kidding. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. So I'm over there making my coffee, and I don't know why he thought it would be funny, and I'm sure it was. But I am in my own world, and he just comes up behind me and goes, "Rah!" Man, I must have jumped straight up in there. My soul left my body, man. And I turned and I looked at him, and man, he laughed so hard. And
That would be.
and I was like, that's good content. I hope you got that on video because that's solid content. I hope I end up somewhere because you got me on that one, bro. You
Yeah.
got me good that time. And I'm not a person who loves jump scares. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Now, I like to give them, but getting them, I will jump through the damn ceiling, man. And I was just in my own. I mean, you don't expect it in the convenience store.
Right, you
I'm
were
in my
just
own
daydreaming,
world,
thinking about.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm about to do. I'm getting ready to go meet a client. I'm kind of getting my mind right. And then,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And lucky I didn't fall down.
This was at the what time?
This is right after the show
Right
yesterday.
after the show yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going after the show today.
Right.
I'm gonna go catch up with the manager and be
Yeah,
like,
see,
"Hey,
you got that footage,
Yeah,
man?
can I get your security footage
Yeah.
from yesterday,
Let me
please?"
get that. I'm going to need that.
I saw your new profile picture on
Ah,
Facebook, man.
That was one of those things that AI prompted. I was on Facebook and he goes, "Hey, let Meta make you a new profile picture." And I was like, "Okay, let's see what you got." And then it said, "Put something in there, put a category." I said, "Okay, stand-up comedy." And it spit out something that looked like an old Navy commercial ad. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to put that up." It looks like me if I were a complete tool, and much thinner even than I am. Much better physique, by the way.
I sent it over to Roast GPT and
Yeah, no, it was good. I saw
that was hilarious.
It was good times, man.
Yeah.
It lit it up appropriately. You can bet that picture will not last the day. I'll have it swapped out, but I did think it was fun. The one that got better attention was the one of me as the Pope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was good times on
I
that.
guess they elected a new one yesterday,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
from
yeah.
the U.S. or something.
Yeah, he's from
and-
Chicago, so he don't play.
Right.
He's strapped.
As long as you're gonna-
The first pope that's strapped. Let's get into news you can use. Maybe that'll be part of it. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy calling for a massive investment in the country's air traffic control system. Shocking. During a news conference, they announced that Congress, he's asked them to grant upfront appropriations for all the money needed to update technology and equipment. Said it'll be a 3 to 4 year effort. The overhaul would include everything: new telecommunications, radars on the ground, sensors for tarmacs, flight management system. This is after a series of issues have plagued the system, including communication issues that caused hundreds of disruptions at Newark.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah, it
reading
just
about
went
that,
out.
man.
They're like, yeah, we can't see you now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Which has to be a little disconcerting if you're trying to,
Go around.
keep looping. I'm out of gas. I didn't fill it up.
I only put $10 in today.
That's right.
Yeah.
Science has been warning us that ultra-processed foods are terrible for our bodies. Now they're doubling down. They say eating that every day could double your risk of Parkinson's. Mine is quadrupled. A new study shows that a dozen servings each day of foods like soda, hot dogs, ketchup, chips could speed up the disease's development. This was published in a new journal. They're stressing that brain health starts at the dinner table. It could be true.
Yeah.
I mean, we're learning more and more about that. I'm trying to improve that every day. And I am, but it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say, I'm not.
I said, yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
You're still like, no, I'll take that Son of the Baconator.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
let me get that.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Hey, man, YOLO.
YOLO. No. Absolutely not. Apparently, for some reason, Usher. Hold on. No, I'm not reading that. I like Usher. I'm not even reading that. That's trash. Okay. A judge is going to allow. The judge in the Brian Kohlberger murder will allow his family members to be in the courtroom for the whole trial. The prosecution wanted them excluded to avoid having their testimony affected by other witnesses. The judge ruled the scope of their testimony would be narrow and different from others. They were also recorded with video during their interviews. Kohlberger accused of course, killing 4 University of Idaho students. Well, he did kill them. No, he killed them. Now, whether they convict him or not, I don't know, but he did it. He thought he was smart enough to get away with it, and he did some things right. But I think he screwed up in a couple places, and that's what cost him.
Is that what your
I think he really thought he could get away with it.
vast knowledge of how I was an ex-murderer on the A&E channel?
No, that doesn't hurt to have all that from watching all that. But no, I mean, just in reading about the case and what the evidence and stuff is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've watched a lot of true crime.
Yeah,
that's
that's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying, you know?
I have done that.
You have to once you watch those kind of shows, then you look at everything and go, well, yeah.
Apparently, a LinkedIn post by Elmo went viral this week, but it wasn't the real Elmo. Someone posted as the Sesame Street puppet saying he was looking for work after Trump defunded PBS. The post, which is now deleted, said, unfortunately, Elmo was recently laid off because of the federal budget cut. Elmo worked at Sesame Street for 45 years. Elmo is sad. Elmo loved his time at Sesame Street. Went on to list his skills, noting, like hugs, Elmo loves giving hugs. Elmo can also recognize the letter E, spell his name, feel empathy, sing Elmo's song, and ask how you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, look, Elmo.
That's funny, though.
Like,
Hey.
sometimes we fall on hard times.
Look, 45 years on the job, it's time to retire
I mean,
anyway.
for real.
I mean, you got to want to, stop working now.
I got to
Cut
feel,
the
man, I'm worried,
strings.
though.
Get that hand out of your
I
ass.
think Elmo might end up hooking up with Meth Coon, and
They
we'll
could.
just have a whole new show. How
Let's-
can you even be a fake Elmo? He's not real.
No, that's true. I mean, by nature, he's already fake. This is funny, only because, not funny, really. It's funny that they keep doing these stupid things, but apparently Jennifer Aniston has a stalker. He appeared in an L.A. courtroom Thursday. He's facing felony charges. He drove his car through the gates of her home while she was inside. So the judge ordered a mental competency evaluation to determine if he could stand trial. but he also ordered him to stay 100 yards from Aniston. Has that ever worked?
Wow.
Have you ever watched any movie ever
Right.
on the ID network? That never, ever, it never works. The people who are that way never pay. Man, stop. Stop. Yeah, you better stay away from her, okay? He just drove his car through her gate. He's not listening to reason. All right. Some couples like to keep things small for their wedding. Others want to go all out. This bride is out of control. She's in Northern Ireland. She started with an idea to have a handful of people in her bridal party. In the end, there were a lot more. So when they recently tied the knot, she had 38% of their 250 guests as bridesmaids.
Jeez.
95 bridesmaids.
Why?
95. He had 8 friends to be groomsmen. And probably a couple of those were outsiders. He was just like, man 95, I'm trying.
Space. Yeah, come on.
95. Come on, man. How?
Why?
Why? And you know they're never going to wear that dress again.
Right.
They're hideous. They're hideous then. They're going to be hideous.
And they're all just sitting there talking under their breath about how, like,
95.
crazy you've been all day. Yeah.
95. Come on, man. After one of the shortest waits in history, the papal conclave chose Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, a 69-year-old from Chicago, as the new pope. He chose the papal name Leo XIV for his tenure leading the church. Leo is the first American-born pope to lead the church's 1.4 billion members. That came on the second day after the cardinals vote in secret in the Sistine Chapel. So, you know, they send the white smoke up. But,
Right.
he worked as a missionary in Peru, led the Vatican's bishop appointment office. He was a surprise pick. A lot of people expected a European pope after Pope Francis, who died April 21st. Crowds in St. Pete's Square cheered when he appeared on the ballot's balcony wearing traditional red and white robes. Of course, he said, "Peace be with you," to which everybody goes, "And also with you." 100,000 people, "And also with you." NBC News asked Father Joseph Farrell, the Vicar General of the Augustinian Order and a close friend of the new pope since the 80s, to text him and ask him if he was a fan of the Cubs or the Sox. He replied, "The Sox."
Oh.
So there you go. If you need to know, the Pope's a fan of the White Sox.
Right. Well, that's it. He's disqualified.
Doesn't it seem wrong to have an American Pope
A little bit.
from Chicago?
A little bit.
It's like, really, from Chicago?
Especially with all the problem that, you know, Catholic priests and everything have had with hot dogs already.
Well, I don't know what you mean. Hey, this is good news, and I think that there's more to come like this. President Trump and the British Prime Minister announced a trade framework yesterday to boost economic ties. They came to a deal. So the deal cuts U.S. tariffs on UK cars from 27.5% to 10% for up to 100,000 vehicles a year. It drops U.S. tariffs on UK steel and aluminum to zero. In return, the UK is going to buy more Boeing planes. It's going to open its market to American beef with 13,000 metric tons tariff-free. The UK agreed to match U.S. tariffs on foreign steel so that we could be in sync, like Justin. This framework, which isn't finalized, aims to protect jobs in both countries, especially in the UK's car and steel industries. Trump called it a breakthrough for fair trade. And Sturmer was, it's great.
It sounds like
No,
exactly what he was doing worked, man.
That's exactly what you hope for.
Right.
So they say already that this will yield billions of dollars to the United States that we wouldn't have otherwise. So that's good. And I would assume that more deals like this are to follow soon.
Right, right. That's what everybody, I mean, that's what you've been saying. That's what we've been saying.
Yeah.
These weren't put to just piss off everybody. They were.
No,
you know,
it's a bargaining tool.
Right.
And he's got, you know, he's not let the gas off China yet because he thinks he's got their economy in trouble. And I think he's probably right.
Yeah.
So he says they'll come to him, and that may be true. I don't know.
We'll find
You know, if they did, it would be a breakthrough in a weird way because China doesn't usually yield. They don't like to tip their hand like them. They
Yeah.
never want to look weak,
Right,
ever.
right.
You know, it's very important to them to be strong men there.
It'd be interesting. Michael Glover says the White Sox have a fan.
Yeah, he's the Pope. He had to leave the country to say he was a fan, but he did. Fox News host Jeanine Pirro will be the top federal prosecutor in Washington, D.C., replacing an earlier pick, Ed Martin. Ed Martin is actually taking another role in the administration. They see her as a strong choice because of her legal experience. So there you go. The House passed a bill to make the name Gulf of America permanent. We'll see if it goes all the way through. It has a tougher path than the Senate. That's funny, though. I think it's funny.
I mean, look, man, they already changed it on Google. It's done.
Oh, it's done. It's on Google.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is great.
Once it's on the maps, man, it's permanent. Who cares what the government says?
Right.
Yeah.
Bill Gates recently confirmed his plans to give away nearly all of his wealth by 2045. He's going to have about $200 billion through the Gates Foundation to fight global health issues and poverty. He stressed the importance of government support alongside philanthropy. Criticized U.S. aid cuts for undermining global health progress. Bullshit. Bullshit. Look, take your money and give it to the same people they were giving it to.
Right.
Clearly, you got $200 billion. Hand it out to those same people. If you want to fund Sesame Street in Iraq, feel free to do so. If you want to fund a trans opera in the Balkans, load up, man. Help fund them everywhere. I don't care. But I don't want my tax dollars to do it, Bill. Looks like you got the money to cover it. Pick it up. Earlier this week, 8 Maryland moms got donated cars from the nonprofit Vehicles for Change and Mile One Auto Group just before Mother's Day. The gifts will drastically improve their daily lives, reducing long commutes, opening opportunities for work, education, and family time. Vehicles for Change has donated over 220 cars since 2017.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
That's nice. Yeah.
That is cool. You know, if you're without a vehicle or maybe you've got one that's not really
Just
good.
saying, hey, man, Father's Day is coming up, you know.
You're right.
It's
Right.
on 21 Hemlock Drive if you
Yeah.
want to drop it off.
Now, if no one's going to just give mom a car, why don't you take her to Fitz Auto? Because over there you can get her a car that she's going to be really proud of instead of the hoopty you got her rolling in. Come on, man.
There you go.
She deserves better than that. Get her a late model, low mileage car at Fitz Auto, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock, or fitzauto.com. Let's talk a little music here. As of yesterday, Ghost has become the 5th most popular rock band on Ultimate Guitar. Now, that's a big website for guitar tabs and chords. So if you're a
okay.
guitarist and you want to play the music of bands, right? Their tabs have been viewed over 26 million times. They beat out AC/DC, System of a Down, still behind Metallica, Green Day, the Beatles. But the top viewed track from Skeletor is Satanized, which has been viewed by guitarists over 40,000 times. Their all-time top set is a song called Mary on a Cross. That's got over 600,000 views.
They must have some pretty sweet guitar riffs or solos.
They must,
or something
yeah.
in them.
As ways to get fired by your band goes, this one kind of sucks. Chris Adler, the former drummer of Lamb of God, said he was fired from the band in 2019 by email. He said his dismissal was due to his diagnosis of musician's dystonia that causes muscle contractions and loss of fine motor control during specific musical tasks.
I mean, yeah, that does kind of sound like something that interfere with your
Well, it does, doesn't it?
job. Yeah.
He thinks the band was upset about his work with other groups like Megadeth and Protest the Hero. Despite
Yeah.
the shock, he moved on and now plays with Shallow Rising.
Get out of here.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, that is funny.
You got diagnosed with something where when you're playing music, your
be
muscle
a
may
problem.
just, fling off or whatever. Yeah, you
Yeah.
throw your guitar across the stage.
Yeah,
but
no, you-
no, it's because you went and played with other bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's exactly what it was.
Jesus.
The upcoming Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 video game set to release July 11th. Going to feature a new soundtrack with bands like Mastodon, AFI, OCs, and King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. Other artists include Drain, Iron Maiden, and Kitty. Mixes heavy metal, punk, and rock. The game's a remake of the classic 2000 titles with new skaters, tricks, and parks.
Nice.
Mastodon's Precious Stones is going to be featured in the third wave. So yeah, even going to have songs including Motorhead, Alice in Chains, and a lot more. So it sounds like, the Tony Hawk skate games were always great, and they always had the best soundtracks.
I
Always had dope
disagree.
ass soundtrack.
I
huh?
disagree.
No, I liked it, man. What
man.
what was your thing?
There was I think it was Dave Mira's or whatever, but back in
Oh,
the,
that
it
with the
was
bicycle.
BMX
That
game.
was a good one too.
Yeah,
We
because
had
that had the Sublime song on it.
I
and
remember
all
that.
man.
Yeah, that was a jam.
Yeah, dude.
They had a more low key type
Yeah.
indie feel.
I would be, dude, when I was a teenager, man, I'd
That was
smoke a
fun.
big one and then throw that on in the park with the Sublime song, and I just,
No, we played the Dave Mira too, and that was a good game. Yeah, for real. And then also we played the snowboard, maybe Shaun White.
Oh, yeah, Shaun White,
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers has confirmed that The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum is hitting theaters in 2 years. It's first announced in 2023. It's going to be released in December of 2027. Andy Serkis will once again play Gollum. He's also directing the movie. Director Peter Jackson is producing the movie. It's expected to be set between The Hobbit and The Fellowship of the Ring, and it's expected to show the life of Gollum and how he was pursued by various parties in Middle-earth, including Gandalf, Aragorn, and Sauron. So if you're into Lord of the Rings, there you go.
They're saying you told these stories yesterday.
Which story? No, I didn't.
That's what
Trust
Latasha
me.
says.
Trust me, I didn't. Which story was it? Name. Which one did I tell yesterday? I need to know. Tasha, you better speak up.
Right. I'm waiting.
Yeah, tell me which one it was. The saga of Ed and Lorraine Warren comes to a close with the upcoming film, The Conjuring Last Rites. It's the 9th and allegedly final film in the franchise with all the same people in it. It hits theaters and IMAX September 5th. I really love the movies, but if you watch, if you really watched the documentary or learned anything about Ed and Lorraine Warren, it seems like they were kind of scam artists.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it seems as if maybe they were scam artists. They were kind of bullshitting, but it makes for great movies, I'll say that.
Right. I always thought that was the, oh, God, what movie was that? I can't remember now, but it was one about ghosts and being haunted. They had like 3 of them or whatever, but yeah, it turned out to...
Oh, you're talking about...
They branded it out and promoted it
starts
like
with
it was all real and...
Starts with an I, right? Oh, you're talking about Blair Witch?
No, it wasn't
Oh.
Blair Witch.
You're
No,
talking
it was
about,
later.
what's the one that starts with an I?
Yeah, I can't think of it.
I'm trying to think.
Anyways.
It'll come to me. But now these are all these Conjuring or
Yeah.
Ed and Lorraine Warren, and yeah, they're kind of later found to be scammy. Marvel's new approach to marketing is odd. Apparently, it's extremely long videos. The latest is a 10-hour loop video called Meditate with Daredevil. It's just Charlie Cox kneeling on a rainy rooftop as Daredevil. The video has the sound of rain and thunder and noise, and he just sits there silently, occasionally looking different ways. It's not the first time they've done it. Last month, they dropped an 8.5-hour video of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine just breathing heavy. What the hell, man? Who are these for? Why? I don't even understand. Let's see. No, I'm saving that for later. And that.
Natasha said,
Oh.
why did he say I need to speak up? Because you had said that he was...
Well, I was trying to know what
what
story
stories were repeated,
which
yeah.
story was repeated. I want to know. Gordon Pierce III stole an 800-pound cannon from a park in Wichita, Kansas, to pay off a $20,000 drug debt.
Oh, yeah, that was a great choice.
Yeah, he's been a meth head for 20 years. He told police his dealer gave him a pound of meth to sell, but it was stolen. No, it wasn't. It wasn't stolen. You smoked that shit, man. Pierce dragged the historic Spanish-American war cannon over a mile to
Oh,
a
my
friend's house.
gosh.
Only a meth head could drag
do
it
that.
over a mile, cut it into pieces with power tools, and showed the pieces to his dealer to try to prove he was trying to pay.
of copper.
That is the best. Here's something I hadn't heard before. A tornado touched down in Jamesville, North Carolina Monday, and the National Weather Service gave it a rare EFU. That means Enhanced Fujita Unknown. It hit a rural area. No one was hurt and no property was damaged.
So I looked that up more because when I had first seen that story,
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's fitting. Like, an F5 is the most damaging. Could you imagine, hey, we're just going to call this a F you, because that's you're done. You're
Oh,
F
right.
you,
No,
you know?
this is probably
It
for
made
nothing
sense.
tornado.
Yeah, no, it's the complete opposite of the
Yeah,
spectrum. They
yes.
said when a clear-cut like damage path
It's
couldn't
like
be determined.
Like a water spout or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It's a weak stick.
I was like, so you
It's
come
a-
out with
it's a
this,
win.
You come out with this badass name of EFU. I'm thinking like a
Yeah.
EFU tornado
That's the
destroyed
worst.
some shit.
Yeah, that's like
some
it's the
people
worst.
went through so FU, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was.
No, that's a
nothing.
good point.
Yeah.
A
Thanks for the build up for nothing, man.
A 24-year-old mom in Helsingborg, Sweden, was found guilty of harassment after she cracked an egg on her 5-year-old daughter's forehead during a TikTok live stream. She said it was part of a social media trend. She didn't mean to hurt her daughter. Well, she didn't. The court didn't agree, saying the act was not okay, even as a joke. Are you serious right now?
Oh my God.
She had to pay $75 in fines, $750 to her daughter for causing distress. This was a challenge, the egg crack challenge, where parents smashed eggs. I mean,
Yeah.
it was all over TikTok.
It's still all over.
I mean, what kind of? This is in Sweden. You see what happens in
That's-
Sweden? Come on,
Jesus.
man. You think you hurt your kids? That's some bullshit.
Oh.
In Washington, Indiana, a 55-year-old bus driver named Steve Truelove was arrested on Tuesday driving drunk while taking 38 kids and adults on a field trip. The bus got stuck in the mud. Police were called. His blood level, 0.221.
Dang.
About 3 times the limit. So, yeah, his true love was booze. He was taken to a hospital for a drug and alcohol test that confirmed it. Everybody was fine. Now he's got charges and he's screwed,
Them kids thought they were on the bus from The Simpsons, man.
You're right. Hey, here's something shocking. People aren't interested in the $300,000 Cadillac. If you got over 300 grand burning a hole in your pocket here, Cadillac sold fewer than 25 of the Celestiq electric sedans this year. It aimed to build 25. It's a hand-built luxury car, costs 340 grand. They make less than 2 a day. They plan to roll no more than 250 a year to make it as rare as a Bugatti. They want to compete with Rolls-Royce, but nobody's buying them because nobody wants a $340,000
I was
Cadillac.
going to say, I like how in the first 2 lines of that article it says they've sold fewer than 25.
Yeah.
They only plan to build 25.
Right.
So,
They're already
like what, 1 or 2? The owners of GM are the only ones that bought them? Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Peeing in the shower can harm your health, allegedly. This is Dr. Alicia Jeffrey Thomas, a pelvic floor specialist therapist. She says it trains your brain to link running water with needing to pee. Hey, too late. That's already the case. What are you
right.
talking about? That's been the case since the day we were born. If you're a guy,
Right?
if I hear running water, the first thing I want to do is pee. You kidding me? How about you? I mean, is it not the case?
No, I mean, yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah,
was
I mean,
kinda
that's-
like, doesn't, yeah, aren't you born with that?
Yeah, if you're trying to pee and you can't, what's the first thing you do?
You run
Turn on the water.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's silly.
You start off doing that when you're a kid, and you finish
Now,
doing that when you're
I'll tell
full
you,
age.
I've been doing that my whole life. Now, I will say I'm able to restrain myself. If I'm in clothes and I'm standing up and I hear a tub running, I don't
Yeah,
just
I
pee
mean,
myself.
right,
I don't
yeah.
just pee in the
We
floor.
don't just lift a leg. And,
Yeah, no, it's not like that. I mean, come on.
Like you're a chihuahua.
Right. There's an ESPN doubleheader of the NBA playoffs tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers at the Pacers. Shockingly, the Pacers are 2-0, and they're going home. So Cleveland better bring it, or they're getting ready to get dusted. Oklahoma City and the Nuggets are tied up at 1 each. Last meeting with them, the Thunder beat the hell out of the Nuggets. I think the Thunder are going to come out ahead, but we've got a little ways to go.
So the Thunder Nuggets are right
Yeah,
next to each
that's
other.
right.
Huh?
That's right.
They're just hanging there.
That's
next
right. Hey, if you like hockey, the Maple Leafs and Panthers, Toronto leads 2-0. That's tonight. And then the Stars and the Jets, Dallas leads 1-0. This is not good for Golden State. They took a playoff blow Tuesday with Steph Curry's hamstring injury. The prognosis for when he'll be able to come back is we don't know. An MRI showed it's a grade 1 strain. That is the mildest kind, but he's still going to miss at least a week. So that includes game 2 and 3, maybe 4. He's 37. He's never had a hamstring injury, and he's not rushing back. Jimmy Butler and Coach Kerr said the team can hold strong without him. Well, it didn't look much like that last time, did it? But Butler did have 20 points and 11 boards in game one. The Warriors won that 99-88. But a doctor warned that hamstring injuries can come back if you don't handle them carefully. And that's true. So, yeah, he needs to play it smart. He's not retiring yet. Great hot dog promotion left a bad taste in the mouths of the Milwaukee Brewers fans. The Wiener deal allowed the Brewers' Frank-loving faithful to spend $60 to join their hot dog
We
club.
did talk about that
We did talk about this one already.
Yeah, that one was talked
Well,
about
that's
yesterday.
that one's done.
She did say, though, she said, never mind. Somehow yesterday's video started playing.
Oh,
She was wrestling an alligator. So
Oh, I understand.
she came back and picked up the phone. And yeah.
Oh, okay. So it went defaulted to the. Okay, well that makes me feel better because I was like, I don't remember talking about any of that.
I didn't either. And then you started talking about the hot
Then
dog story,
that
and
one,
I
yeah,
was
that
like,
one was
wait
a
minute.
repeat. Let's see. Little doggy said Meta AI keeps putting pink elephants and freaking monsters in my profile pics.
So y'all were talking about AI. You did the profile picture, and I
Yes.
know we use Grok for everything. I decided to try it out for a little something new yesterday.
Oh,
And I needed to do grocery shopping. And I
Okay.
had, my beginning of the month bills, so rent and everything. So I'm
Yeah.
a little bit tight,
yeah, you're budget conscious.
Right. And so I was like, all right, I know, like, if I can get by with a week of, like, if I can get, like, a week's worth of groceries for $100.
Yeah.
Like, that was my budget that I'm looking
Okay.
at, okay?
Okay.
So I went to Grok and I decided, because I was like, I normally buy certain things and just kind of go through the store and get what I want. So I went to Grok and I was like, look, come up with a list of recipes for me for a week and give me the grocery list for, dinners, whatever, that are kid friendly. And, I have a budget of $100 and I'm shopping at the Harps grocery store, So try and utilize like the 5 for $25 deal or whatever.
So you specifically brought in Harps?
Yeah, dude. I was like, I'm
The
gonna
local grocery.
Yeah, the local grocery
Okay.
store. Yeah,
All
I was
right.
like,
So
why
how did
not?
that
I'm
work?
gonna try it out. So it spit me out a list of 7 meals for the week. Again, with all like my whole list of whatever grocery list and all that. Of
So he
what I
gave
need
you the
to buy.
shopping, he gave you
Yeah.
the meals, the recipes, the shopping list.
Yep.
And it used the Harps stuff.
And it used it understood that Harps, and it recognized Harps has the 5 for $25 meat deal, so it knew like what's normally
Wow.
in that and everything. I
That's
actually
pretty
have it
wild,
still
man.
pulled up here. So yeah, it ended up giving me a grocery list, and it said it was going to cost me like $78.
So did you go do it?
Yeah, so I went and I did it. I took the list with me, ran out, and sure enough, man, my grocery bill yesterday was like, and I even threw in some extra stuff, but it was like $90 for everything, man.
Really?
And it's stuff that actually sounds like cheesy beef and potato skillet.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
Just different things like that. But I was like, wow, man, it's, again, it's one of those things that just, honey soya, they've got cheesy sausage, mac and cheese. Like,
That
these
sounds
are the
pretty
meals
good,
we're having,
actually.
right.
I mean, it sounds good.
It's
It's
just-
probably not, yeah, it sounds delicious.
Yeah, it may not be,
Yeah, no,
whatever,
it sounds delicious,
but
actually.
it's kid friendly. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
worried
I
about,
get that. I got
yeah.
you there. No, I same way. I get that. Yeah, I've been
We're
since.
gonna have beef and black bean tacos.
Hey, that is good.
Right.
Since Jamie Bundy has been helping me, I've changed a lot of some of the things that I'm eating, and like last night, I just, I just made chicken, cooked chicken breast on the stove, and then made broccoli with a little butter and cheese.
Yeah.
And that's all it was, chicken,
Yep.
broccoli.
The protein.
And it was
yep.
good. It was very, very
Yeah, it was.
good.
Yeah, I
it was
bet.
very good. Everybody loves it, And that's a lot healthier than me going to get the Baconator again.
Right. Right.
Which I do love a lot. A lot.
Well,
a
I'll
whole
have one
lot.
for you, man.
Uh,
I said I'll have one for you.
no, I
I'll
appreciate
sit
that
there,
you will.
I'll
No.
call you up and hang out and be like, hey, man, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna eat this bacon.
Yeah, you can call me and let
No,
me listen to you eat the Baconator.
A good little kind of healthy snack back when I need to get back into training so bad I do.
Yeah.
But one that I enjoyed, and you may want to talk to her to see if it was healthy. If you like, do you like chicken Caesar stuff?
It's all right. Like a
Okay.
chicken Caesar salad?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go to like Walmart and you get one of those, rotisserie chickens, the
Oh,
ones that
yeah,
kinda-
yeah,
you
yeah.
can get them for like $4
Yeah,
if they're,
yeah.
recently or
Yeah.
whatever. But you can shred the chicken off that, put it on a tortilla and some
Oh, yeah.
Caesar dressing.
That's
it's a
good stuff.
delicious
We
little
did-
quick snack.
We did that the other day. We weren't using the Caesar dressing, but we were using the rotisserie chicken. It is good.
Yeah.
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 All right. Let's take a quick break, I think, and then we'll come back and do some more stuff.
Let's do it.
It's been a long, bitter road, winding through the sorrow, weighted down an unwelcome load to carry into tomorrow. Scavenging becomes a life skill when you can't fuel the machine. Steal, rob, maim, kill, the most dangerous of the lean. I'm not certain my vision is right, or if my eyes are committing perjury. I swear I can see the edge of a light. I thought God stopped entering queries. The darkness is laid down its arms. The sun is Galahad on the stallion. No longer blind to all the hearts and the fringe of every canyon. Even the deep ache within my belly, once roaring but now taken mute. I'm having thoughts though, warily, maybe I can pull off these boots. My toes have become unacquainted with the luxury of being warm. This raw winter tainted all its festering forms. I'm not certain my vision is right, or if my eyes are committing perjury. I swear I can see the edge of a light. I thought God stopped entering queries. The darkness is laid down its arms. The sun is Galahad on a stallion. No longer blind to all the hearts and the fringe of every canyon. Now with the robust unearthly haste, I'm riding at a pace never seen. In this moment of light, I need to see your face, so I know it wasn't just a dream. I'm not certain my vision is right, or if my eyes are committing perjury. I swear I can see the edge of a light. I thought God stopped entering queries. Darkness is laid down its arms. The sun is Galahad on a stallion. No longer blind to all the hearts in the fringe of every canyon.
Cameras and does a lot of posting and social media work. We couldn't be more thankful for that cat. Good
Right.
people, man. He's good people.
I was also saying good morning to Brandon Jacks, too.
Oh, well, good morning to him as well.
Good morning to
Yeah.
all the Brandons.
Yeah, all
But
the
no,
Brandons.
seriously, shout out to Brandon, our tech guy.
Yeah,
He's always doing
yeah.
awesome
Brandon
work.
Jackson, I've known that dude a long time. He is good people. What's up, B? What up, man? All right, let's talk about. I've got a couple things here that I think everybody can kind of chime in on and say what they think about it. Let's start with this. This may be exciting to hear about for some people. Fair warning, it involves poking your beanbag. A new male contraceptive called Atom is being tested and will soon be available, it looks like. It's a gel implant placed in the sperm duct to block sperm from passing through. So it's a non-hormonal, reversible option instead of condoms or vasectomies. It's quick. It's done under local anesthetic. The gel can be dissolved later to restore fertility. Trials in Australia show it's safe for 90 days with no serious side effects in the men tested. It'll last at least 2 years and dissolves on its own, so you don't have to go back and get it removed or anything. The developers hope it'll be on the market by the end of the decade if the phase 2 trials go well. So it could give guys a new way to share the responsibility of birth control. I think. Look, if I were a woman for sure, I would want to, if I could, get the shot that lasts however long, 2 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
And as a guy, I would want the same thing. Don't give me a pill I got to take every day.
Right.
I will forget it.
Yeah.
No, there's going to be a day that I'll forget it and I'll screw everything up and we'll all be pregnant. You know what I mean? So definitely would want the long-term plan. I mean, would you do something like that, you think?
I mean, I guess so. Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, man. It sounds. I'm not gonna say it sounds invasive because
Well, it would have to be somewhat invasive. I mean,
Right.
you're under a local anesthetic, so they're putting something in there that's
Right.
semi-invasive.
Yeah. Just-
What methodologies do you use now?
None because I just don't. No, I'm kidding.
Because you're celibate.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Pull and pray method usually
Yeah.
works out.
Okay.
just
No,
great.
that I understand. I mean, that is a functional method if your timing is good and your self-control is better. You have to have amazing self-control with that.
Yeah.
You have to, because otherwise, 2 seconds too long and you got a problem.
Yeah.
Now I've fortunately not ever.
I mean,
run
outside of
into
that, normal condoms, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I when I was a kid, or I say a kid, a young man, that was for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one thing, for sure that I credit my mom with and why I didn't have a kid till I was almost 30. Because she preached that to me every
yeah.
time we got in the car. Every time we got in the car. Yeah. What was it I was
better
talking
wrap
about?
it,
What
yeah.
was it I was talking about yesterday that I said we should talk about on the show? Do you remember?
Oh God, no.
I got to start
we
taking
do
notes.
this so much.
I've got to
like,
start taking notes of the things.
We need like a notebook out there.
Because I was
for-
talking about, something that when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was, but that's all right. It'll come to me at another
We'll
time.
figure it out.
I think this is great. Yeah, let the men take the shots. Why not? I mean, get
So
the men
you
on
do
birth
it?
control. Yeah, of course I would. No, absolutely I would.
Little doggy said, "Look, if they'd install like a valve where you could just turn it off or on."
Yeah, like a little switch button, like a push button right under the yam bag somewhere. That would be great. You got to reach up
Right
in
in the
between.
tank.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
right about there. You got to really reach under there to get to
Right.
it. That way you make
Just
sure.
enough to kind of make you go, "Whoa!" Okay.
Yeah, something like that. You can feel the little change on it. Yeah, no, I think that'd be great, Mike, if they could just put a little switch on there. That'd be super. Maybe one day they will, Probably one day what'll happen is they'll put some kind of nanobots in there and you'll use an app on your phone. Please block sperm. That's how it's going to work. And it'll have Bluetooth, so your sperm, they'll play
Anti-sperm
music.
pop-ups, yeah.
Yeah, they'll play music. Since we can't do anything, we're just going to play music now.
The charge theme starts
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Da, 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 da. Nope.
No. All right, let's change from that to this because I think somehow, some way, these could be related to one another.
I don't even want to know how you're going to make this leap, but okay.
Yeah. This will always be used for wholesome reasons, I know. Researchers at Northwestern University have created a new super thin wearable device called a haptic patch. It lets you feel touch in virtual reality.
Oh, no.
The patch is flexible. It sticks to your skin like a bandage. It can send different feelings like vibrations, pressure, or twisting.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike older, bulky haptic devices, this one is soft and moves with your body, making it comfortable. Uses tiny electronic parts controlled by a smartphone to make precise sensations, like feeling a virtual object's texture.
Mm-hmm.
They tested on volunteers who could tell apart different shapes and motions, like a square or a poke, with 96% accuracy. So it could help make VR games a lot more real.
Wow.
It could help people with disabilities feel digital signals, or it could be implemented into your long-distance loving,
Yeah.
where
That's
both
what I
of you
see,
are
yeah.
wearing those patches all over your body, and you're twisting and turning and poking and knobbing and doing all right. I mean, soon enough.
That's what it's going to like, yeah.
I don't know, man. A long time.
Clearly,
Is Sbarro not a thing?
it doesn't exist anymore,
doesn't
man.
exist.
That hasn't
The
existed
giant
for a long
triangle
time. I
pizza?
know what you're talking about. Yeah,
You get
but-
one slice for like $30. But
Yeah.
it was like the size of a whole pizza.
Yeah. No, those don't exist anymore.
Wow.
They haven't existed in quite a few
What
years.
about Cheesecake Factory? Is that still around?
It might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been a cheesecake fan.
No, it's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe once a year.
Remember the?
It's too rich.
I don't even think the cookie store is there anymore.
Oh yeah,
It's like
forgot about the
grandma
cookie
or
store.
whatever. Yeah. You could always
Yeah.
go get like the big. huge
There's
cookies.
there's one that when we were in Conway at Toadsuck Days. There's what is it called? Cassie's, something like that. It's a cookie chain, I guess.
Yeah.
And, I think they said one was coming here, but man, people were lined up out the door for this thing, and these cookies are like they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, it's like have you ever heard of Hertz Donuts?
Yes. Actually, we went there.
Okay.
Like a week or so ago.
Okay,
Keith and I
so-
did, yeah.
If you can eat more than one donut there, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because they come loaded up with everything in the world. It's like, Jesus, this isn't a donut, it's a cake, a whole
Yeah.
cake. And it's like, God bless.
Yeah, he had like a Cookie Monster one or what. It was crazy.
And that's how the cookies are there. They're
just
jazzed up to the ninth, and everybody's buying them like crazy.
yeah.
I'm like, what is the deal? I mean, you got a lot of
Have you
disposable
ever had
income.
that other popular one
Whatever
around
happened
here
to
is
some Oreos or Chips Ahoy?
glass of milk. The old
Yeah.
one. Yeah. There's that other one that's popular around here. What is it? Crumble cookie or something?
Oh,
like
right.
that?
They're probably
I've never
probably
had 'em,
similar.
but yeah.
I would assume they're similar.
They seem like they're popular like that.
What's the best cookie for your money? What's the best cookie you can get?
Like that I'm gonna buy at the grocery store.
No, anywhere. I don't care where it comes from. What's the best cookie?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, probably those old like you're talking about those cookie, like the old places in the mall where you can get the super soft cookies.
That's your bag.
That's my bag. But from a store, like the little ones with the M&Ms in it, the Keebler ones,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd
the
be
Chips Deluxe. Those are.
Okay. So the Chips Ahoy with the M&Ms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could
Those are
see.
good.
I mean, that's not my bag, but I could see that. I mean, I wouldn't say no to it necessarily.
Yeah. It's good
No,
munchy food.
I prefer to the fresh baked, like the regular, with the Nestle Toll House or whatever, just fresh baked right out of the oven.
Well, I mean,
That's,
yeah.
that to
if
me,
you-
that's better than anything I could buy at any store.
I would agree.
Yeah, those
I
are.
would agree.
Man, right out of the oven. Those are great.
Yeah.
What about? Do you like the grandma's cookies? The
Oh,
little
with
two
the bags? Yeah. Those are good. Yeah.
They were popular back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still around, so somebody's got to be buying them.
Yeah. I was just like the peanut butter ones. Those were good for a good little quick snack if you're out running around.
Tasha said crumble cookies are amazing. It takes me 4 days to eat one. You see, there's the problem.
See?
4 days to eat one. Listen, I need a cookie I can put in my mouth, chew, swallow, and move on with my life. I can't plan to have lunch, dinner, and a snack with a cookie.
She says she loves the golden Oreos too.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Are
Those
they?
are good.
Have you tried any of like the special Oreos, like the space ones, or
No,
Yeah.
I'm not real big on the trendy flavor cookie things. I mean, I'm a traditionalist on that. I mean, I like certain flavors.
Mess with Patrick's cookies.
Well, I like certain things. Yeah.
Man, I think we got a good idea going for another song here.
Yeah, what's that?
I mean, I don't know. We got the Dorito song.
Oh,
We
yeah,
can go
the
with
cookie song.
now.
Little doggy said a damn pecan shortbread with milk, man. Yeah, no, that's those pecan sandies. My grandma used to call them dog turds. You know the ones I'm talking about, the little
yeah, I
white
know,
powdery
yeah.
cookies.
Yeah.
That's what they called them, little dog turds. I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And the first time I said it to somebody not in my family, they looked at me like I was really offending them. I was like, "Yeah, let me get a couple of those little dog turds there." And they looked at me
They're
like,
like,
"What
"What
are you talking about, man?" But I guess it's because they looked like that. Little doggy said, "My mom makes tea cakes, sugar cookies, but soft." Yeah, I've heard of those. I've not. Maybe I've had them. I'm not
I'm
sure.
freaking hungry now. Thank you, y'all.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you're welcome, man. You're welcome.
I never used
What's
to do
your
that.
What is your go-to snack if it's not, let's say, a cookie? What would be, if you're going to eat a snack, what's your go-to?
Anything munchy, man. I mean, chips.
Sweet, savory?
Yeah, sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say sweet. Chips if I want something salty.
Yeah.
But yeah, normally.
But I mean, if
an
you're going
ice
to buy
cream
something at the
sandwich, some
store, okay,
candy.
so you might have an ice cream sandwich in the freezer.
Yeah. I
Okay.
usually got a box of those in the freezer,
Okay.
or outside of that, normally not so much chocolatey stuff for sweets, but like real like sour sweets,
Oh, okay.
and
So
gum,
not little Debbie's, like sour gummies.
Yeah,
or-
I want a bag of Sour Patch Kids or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, my younger son
The
Tyler
addiction to
loves those.
sugar from all that Mountain Dew, it's hard
Yeah.
to keep that sugar level up all day.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
My blood is green.
The ooey gooey butter cake, yeah, little doggy, that is good. Have you had those before? You can get them at the convenience store. I think they come in 3 different flavors.
What?
Ooey gooey butter cake.
No.
Oh my God,
No,
yeah.
I've never had that.
No, they're real good. They go real fast though. Once you take one bite, it's like a 4-bite snack. But they're 4 good bites, man. They're 4 really, really good bites. You know what seems to be
I just don't know if I want to put
a
anything
controversial
with the title,
cookie
ooey gooey.
ingredient? Raisins.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people either love or hate oatmeal raisins.
Yeah. I don't mind them.
I like them
I
fine,
like
but
'em.
I grew up having them,
Yeah.
so it's not. I mean, chocolate covered raisins. We used to get those at the movies all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good.
But I don't just all the time get raisins, but I don't mind them a bit. Do you, what cookie do you not like?
Snickerdoodles.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't typically like sugar cookies, and I don't like anything with coconut.
I don't like anything. Coconut's another one, but cinnamon too. Anything with cinnamon in it.
You don't like cinnamon?
I'm just not a big fan of cinnamon, man.
Mike said, I just eat a bag of circus peanuts. Man, when I was a kid, those were really popular at Halloween.
Remember the big orange peanuts?
Yeah, I tried to eat one a couple years ago, and I didn't even make it halfway through chewing it. I was like, this tastes like styrofoam with a little sugar on it. This is horrible. It's like a bit of honey is so good, but man, it'll kill your teeth. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like trying to ever get it soft enough to swallow it. Pause. Pause. God, it's Friday, right? All right, let's tell you what, let's do. Now we're going to have a palate cleanser now. Let's take a quick
You
break.
did have to say something like
Yeah,
that. That
no,
would be you.
I know. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll do the rant, okay? Let's just go here.
What is there to say that's not been said? A love that was trampled, is it already dead? I keep trying, I'm calling your name. If we lose, it's a shame, and maybe even a sin. But it's dying, 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 dying. I don't want it to die. I don't wanna cry. I'm reaching for you, and you're asking why. Baby, don't you know you got the title to my soul? You bought that real estate on our very first day. Baby, I've lost my way back into your arms. Don't leave me in this frame. Don't you hear the alarm ringing? got the title to my soul. Baby, don't you know you got the title to my soul.
All right, we are back. We are back, man. Real quick, let me do a little work here to take care of some sponsors. I need to get that done this morning. First of all, a huge thank you to Stone's Throw Brewing and Theron over there. He's over at 402 East 9th Street. Get over there and see him, man. I think it was, 2 weeks ago, for the second time, somebody broke in. They took his TVs. They did all of that, man.
Right, man. And
It's
it's
real
just,
pieces of,
for
you know what I
real,
mean? Just
'cause-
pieces of shit, man, to be honest with you.
And it is Stone's Throw today. We're not going
Yeah,
Stone Cold.
it's not Stone Cold. No, it's not. What? No, it's Stone's Throw Brewing. And you can go to stonesthrowbrewing.com if you want to, but just go over there and see him. Listen, he's got 14 beers on tap, and they craft brew them right there. And the dude loves beer more than anybody you know.
I mean, dude gave up being a pilot.
Yeah, no, he was a commercial airline pilot. That's how much he loves beer. He's
Right.
like, this is what I want to spend my life with beer. And that's what he did. And good for him. That is dedication, bro. You think I'd have walked away from a pilot job?
Right.
Shit, man. I
For beer?
man. But you know,
Hey, it worked out though, man.
when you're passionate about something, bro, you're passionate
For
about
real.
it. And so I do appreciate his passion in that regard, you know. So go see him. He's good people. I've known him a long time. He's always been supportive of us. And so we take care of our own. That's what the people do. One thing else I'll mention is Botanical Alchemy Nutraceuticals. They are, by the way, a veteran-owned company, but they provide and tailor CBD sublingual recipes to your specific need. So if you need to manage your inflammation, if you need to manage anxiety, weight loss, focus, they have all that and a lot more. They even have CBD for your pets. Now, these sublinguals, they're going to give you 80% efficacy. That means your body absorbs 80% of it instead of 20% like if you took a gummy.
Right.
And if you're doing CBD, please don't get the gas station CBD stuff. Don't go to the regular junk shops and get that. You don't know how consistent those ingredients are and what they're putting in that. You find out all the time, and they test. They're never consistent. They got a bunch of stuff in
Right.
it. You might be taking Viagra and don't know it. You know, I mean that's maybe not helpful.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm dead serious about that.
They
I mean,
actually just had shut down a whole bunch of ones in like Pine Bluff or whatever for selling THC ones, you know, the
Yeah.
Delta that were
Oh,
actually
yeah.
above the legal limit for the state.
Yeah, so you just, you want to work with someone who is pharmaceutical based and who knows what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And these guys are absolutely that. Go to bantx.com. It's bantx.com. And if you want to save some money, and why wouldn't you, then you'll just put in the promo code PATP25. All right, let's do it.
You got it.
He's Patrick, he's an angry SOB. Patrick, are you freaking kidding me? Patrick, right here on PATP. Suck it, man.
All right.
This guy is really
Let's get to it. So, Mother's Day is coming up, right? And many of you are probably last minute shopping. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do for mom. Don't worry. You always figure it out, and it's always a hit, guaranteed, right? Are you freaking kidding me now? Your mom couldn't have been more excited to get that book of handmade coupons you made her last year. Clean the kitchen, do the laundry, mow the yard, all the shit you should have been doing anyway, but you were super busy working. And by working, I mean you were working on a blunt in your bedroom while surfing Tubi because your broke dick self won't commit the $15 a month for Netflix. Not you, Karen Jr. No, you moved in after a nasty breakup for 2 or 3 months to get the money for a new place. That was 18 months ago. But in spite of all that, you remember what you got her last Mother's Day, right? Of course you do. A ceramic mug with a butterfly, a box of mixed instant cocoa, and a new 500-piece puzzle. It looked less like you really wanted to show her appreciation, more like you did a $20 run through the Dollar Gente. You said you wanted to do more, and she might have believed that shit, but you and I both know you spent more money, time, and thought at the dispensary 2 hours earlier when you snagged a deal on a hose of something named Richard Cheezel OG or some of that Kardashian ass milk or whatever you blazed up while Mom made your kid chicken nuggets and corn. How about this time, maybe you show her you care actually, thinking about how much you appreciate her instead of hitting her with the Hollywood applause meme, like when she made your car payment in January because there was a mix-up at work with your check, and by mix-up, you forgot about Mom on Saturday when you bought enough Jaeger to provide diabetes to a homeless camp. But instead, it was for you and the guy you met at the gas station who's almost a manager. Yeah, making Mom proud since 1989, baby. All right, next up, had it pop up here. Let's get that out of here. Okay, next up, belief in traditional supernatural forces like the devil, hell, witchcraft, linked to higher stress levels and weaker coping skills, according to a large-scale study of over 3,000 adults. Of these traditional beliefs, they showed negative mental impact on your health. Belief in psychic abilities, New Age beliefs had no connection to stress or coping. Researchers suggest traditional religious beliefs may reflect a fear of external, uncontrollable forces that worsen stress rather than relieve it. Are you freaking kidding me? You mean somebody paid for this? Not only somebody paid for this study, they tried to make it news. So let me get this straight. People who believe if they're not good humans, they may go to hell are more stressed than people who don't think that shit matters at all. Well, Yankee my wanky, Dr. Big Study, who is completely funded by the taxes paid by people with cancer. I mean, technically that's not true, but I think that's the rough percentage of taxes going to fund something this knuckle-draggingly, big four-headed cave drawing, wildly stupid. Yeah, so let's say I find 500 grand and believe in hell. I might have a dilemma. I should be honest, but what if I don't believe in hell? Who gives a shit? I just got paid. I'm rich, bitch. If I'm not concerned about the afterlife, I could go to your grandma's house, break in, and just leave a fuzzy butt burrito on the coffee table. That's hilarious. Just launch a butt scud next to Nana's AARP magazine, put a little toothpick with a tiny American flag right in the middle. America, come on. But if I care about the remote chance I might wind up somewhere with super high heat, a lot of fire, and a landlord who's a real asshole, then maybe it stresses me out. So I'm not going to blast a butt scud on Meemaw's maple table next to the TV remote. Why? Because it would stress me out to explain why that's funny to God or his customer service reps. Plus, I hate his hold music. You're a supreme being. That music sounds like ass. Do better, G. And finally, in Springfield, Ohio, this one's great. A traffic stop became an insane story. The driver in question was noticed because they had picket fencing for windows. It was a woman with a suspended license and a warrant. So police put her in the patrol car, but the officer in his police statement wrote, however, things took an unusual turn. As Officer Branham returned to the vehicle, he observed a raccoon named Chewy sitting in the driver's seat with a meth pipe in its mouth and one in the other hand. Then they found 7 grams of meth in the vehicle. I mean, you gotta fucking be kidding me, man. First of all, Officer Branham, you're so full of shit. If you had an enema, what was left of you would fit in a shoebox. How are you going to say things took an unusual turn when you walked up on a trash pan in the driver's seat with a meth horn in his mouth? This is why we sometimes think we can't trust police reports, because what it should have said is, holy shit balls, did I drop acid? Did I fall asleep? I mean, there's a goddamn raccoon with a crack pipe, a bin bandit with a Breaking Bad situation. Hold on, I'm going to look again. Son of a bitch, I'm not high. It is an actual rubbish rat in the damn driver's seat trying to get his tweak on a leash. I'll attempt to secure the animal without dying. Pray for me. I mean, I give him credit. You got to have a big old brass yam bag to even try to mess with that thing. How do you know he's not on one? A crackoon is nothing to play with, son. Yeah, I did say crackoon. You're welcome. But second, you're toting 7 Grammys of that meth leopard and you got picket fence windows on your car. It's time to pull over and change the air out in your head. You got 2 brain cells left. One's lost, the other's out looking for it. They should just charge you with felony dumbassery. The bad news is when you get where you're going, you may have a pipe in your mouth too. And I ain't talking about drugs. Maybe it'll be a small pipe if you're lucky, right? All right, that's that, man. We're done with that. The crackoon, man. Why did we not think of that sooner, huh? That's what I want to know. How come we didn't think of crackoon
That was
sooner?
great. Oh my God, crackoon.
The crackoon.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, when I was writing it last night, I said that's so much better than meth coon. It
That
just
was-
worked out
yeah,
perfectly.
dude, crackoon.
The crackoon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's from henceforth. That's what it's going to be called, crackoon.
Crackoon.
Yeah.
Chewy the crackoon.
Chewy the crackoon. That's right, man. That is that's good stuff right there. The meth raccoon. It's something unusual occur. Come on, man. You know that's not what you thought when you saw
There was
that
a
shit.
glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's right. There's a glitch in there. I saw a black cat twice. There's something's wrong here. How you gonna have?
Instead of seeing a black cat, you get the crackoon.
But just think about the logic of a meth head, right? First of all, you have a raccoon who's a pet named Chewy, and you have Chewy with you in the car, and
She probably thought
for
she was
some
driving
reason,
Millennium.
you don't have windows on your cars, so you use a picket fence, and you're toting 7 grams of meth. No, you'll never get pulled over.
Not at all.
With picket fence windows. I've seen a lot. I haven't seen that before. I've seen plastic. I've seen trash bag
Yeah,
windows.
never picket fence.
I've never
yeah.
seen. I don't even know if they screwed it in or what they
They
did.
just stuck it down in the.
Maybe
yeah.
they did. Maybe they stuck it down in the window
Yeah,
slot.
yeah.
Just wood pickets, just stuff down in there. Think they got a little gate to open the window? Hold on. Let me open the gate. What's up, Bob?
What's up? Yeah.
You need some crack? I got some.
They've achieved the new American dream, man.
Yeah, no.
The car with the white picket fence.
Yeah, that's what housing's come to now, right? That's how broke we are. We just put the fence around the car. My dream was just a car with a picket fence
And a crackoon.
and a crackoon. Just want to live the American dream like everybody else.
Right.
You know?
Come on.
That's like in The Righteous Gemstones. If you haven't watched that, man, my God. One of the
Latasha-
greatest shows. What?
Latasha said, "How do you get a pet raccoon in the first place? And then how do you decide to give it meth?"
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think it found the meth on its
think
own. I don't know, but yeah, I guess you can get a pet raccoon if you
That
know
cop
somebody.
pulled him over, and that raccoon was like, "Thank God, I've been so stressed out. Let me just
Yeah.
hit my pipe real quick."
Yeah, no, he's like, man, they've been
This
bogarting this
crazy
shit.
lady, yeah.
She's been smoking it all. Hold on, let me get a couple hits real quick before you get back. Yeah, so you're a meth head. How do you even? I mean, how far gone are you? And you're like, no, nobody's gonna notice me in this.
Right, yeah. I won't stick out like a sore thumb.
No,
'Cause
not
you
at all.
see
Did you
picket-
paint the fence?
Right.
Is it even painted? Is it stained? Did you paint it? What did you do? Did you waterproof it?
Put a little mural of zoo animals on there.
Well,
We
pictures of
started
the
off with the
raccoon.
raccoon, yeah.
Yeah.
Crackoons,
The raccoon.
crack penguin, crack
Man,
giraffe.
I'm just telling you, sometimes, man, people are too. There's nothing you can't help them.
You just,
Sometimes you feel for them, you just can't reach them.
yeah,
You just got to let them go. Like Darwin's going to take care of you real good.
yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Darwin's got
I
your
used to
back.
have that thought, like I should feel bad for them, but then I'm like, when they do the stuff they do, you just gotta roll with it and make it funny.
Right.
'Cause-
Tactical Turkey, the answer to your question is 817. That was ran 817 today.
Wow,
Yeah, that's how many I've
that's
done.
all encompassing.
That's all encompassing since the beginning of it.
All right.
800. I've kept numbers the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 817.
There we go, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's more than most. That's more weekly episodes than most TV shows will ever have.
Absolutely.
Think about that for
Right.
a second. 817. That's pretty good.
We're gonna have to, it won't be long until you're knocking on the. I mean, you already are knocking on the door of the 1,000. I think we're gonna have a special,
We'll
1,000th
definitely.
rant episode.
Yeah, we'll
or
have a
something.
1,000 rant episode. That's for sure. We're a little ways from that, but yeah.
Start working on it now. Piece together all the best pieces of the 1,000 rant.
I used to every year. I would put out a CD when CDs were a thing.
Yeah.
Of the greatest rants of the year.
I know.
And I would go around and do CD signing parties and sling them at the comedy shows, and it was a lot of fun. I've still got it. I don't know why, but I've got a CD printer.
Yeah.
So you can print images on the CDs.
Oh, okay.
Nobody buys them anymore, but I still have the printer for some reason. It's a laser printer. I don't know what anybody would do with it.
I might have a use for it someday.
I wonder if no, I really need to just chunk it. But I have a big problem chunking electronics that work.
Yeah.
It's like, surely there's something I could do with this. If I knew any MacGyver tricks, I could turn this into something. I'm sure a bomb, anything, but I don't know what to do with it.
Go catch up with the Crackoon, man.
You're right.
Maybe he'll let you know.
Right. All right, let's do this, shall we? Have you been injured? You need an attorney with a passion for people and an obsession with justice. That attorney is Tim Reed in Little Rock. Look, they've won $1.3 million in wrongful death, almost $1 million in medical malpractice and in insurance dispute. These guys know what they're doing, but more importantly, he's not a figurehead of some kind. He's not just some person on a poster with a picture of a rig or a smile or his dog with him. This is a real guy you can text with, you can talk to, and who will take good care of you. He'll work with you personally to get what you deserve. Check out reedfirm.com, reedfirm.com, or give him a call, 777-7333. You know what, as a real estate agent, I've seen lots of homes get caught up in probate. That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will. And the next thing you know, siblings are arguing over houses, possessions, cars, things like that. That is a nightmare you don't want any part of. You're going to need some help. You need someone with experience. You need Riggin Law. Okay, RigginLaw.com. Kristen Riggin there and her team are amazing at guiding you through this process. Look, you want to get what's coming to you, but you don't want to have to fight with everybody to get it. Just get Kristen to do the work for you. Go to RigginLaw.com. When you have questions, you have concerns about an inheritance, about anything like that, RigginLaw.com is the solution. Check them out.
My monsters are all homegrown. Scars on my skin tell the story I've lived. Each cut and each bruise a lesson they give. Time keeps ticking, mending what's torn. From pain I was broken, but now I am reborn. Scars make me stronger. They light up my soul. A map of survival, where life took its toll. Can outrun the shadows, the past I've known. But one day they'll call me home. Echoes of heartache, they fade in the night. The tears of the past now fuel my fight. I wear them with pride like
like two songs started playing simultaneously. So, sorry, I had to go pee. That's what happens when you go pee.
One of them apparently was Tactical Turkeys.
Oh, was it?
There's his song again.
Well,
so.
good for him, man. Sorry, it played with two songs at the same time. I don't know how that happened. So, my bad on that. We'll move on now. So, more than half of Americans say their pet saved their life.
Okay.
Chances are, if you have a pet, you probably see him as part of the family, and that's true.
Right.
I think most people have changed dramatically since I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, most every dog lived outside. I would say 90% of them, even the small dogs.
Yeah.
We had a small dog, and my dad just put hay in the doghouse in winter and put a little flap over the door.
Yeah.
And that was that. That's what they got.
Right.
You know, and they survived it. Of course, dogs didn't live nearly as long then, you know, but oftentimes now, I don't really know anybody that has an outside dog.
Yeah, no.
Most everybody's dogs are inside.
You probably have some Karen calling about your dog being outside
Right,
in, 100-degree weather.
Man, there used to be a guy, and I'm not going to say where, but I would drive past regularly, and he had these two dogs, and I know they were designed to be guard dogs. They were pit bulls, but they were chained up with those big chains, and it was enough to maybe move 10 feet, but every single day, they'd be out there all day chained up, and I'm just like, man, that's shitty.
I mean, that is,
That's a shitty life for a dog.
It is.
Come on, man. That's a shitty life.
It's sad.
3 in 5 Americans say their pet literally saved their life. More than half feel they've been rescued by their pet in one way or another. Over a third of pet owners got a pet specifically to improve their mental health. And I
could understand that.
I do think that's true. Yeah, I think that a pet can sometimes be everything in those moments.
Absolutely.
You know, because they don't give a shit if you're crazy.
They just,
They don't care if you're a whack. They don't
Right.
care if you.
They don't care if you
They don't care any of that. Yeah, whatever it is, they love you. You know what I mean? They're happy to see you. Before they got their cat or dog, 32% would have rated their mental health as an A. After getting one, that number soared. Well, an A is pretty good. How does it soar?
how can you?
Oh, 32% would have rated themselves an A. After getting a pet, that number went to 71%.
Okay.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah. Part of the reason, on a daily basis, pets make their owners smile 11 times, make them laugh 9 times on average. When they're forced to be away from their pet, it only takes 5 hours before their mental health starts to decline. Okay, now that's a little much. I'm going to be honest, that's a little much. 38% admit they trust their pet's instincts more than their own. Remember, he licks his butthole.
Right.
Okay, he licks his own butt. Just remember that when you think his instincts could be better. Some people, right? Some people feel so, man. I had a pair of Chihuahuas that were so dumb.
We were just talking about this earlier.
And but mine, the boy, he liked nothing more than eating poop. And so when the girl would try to go poop, he'd try to catch it off the tap, like soft serve. No, it'd just be like, man, come on, man. Yeah. That's basic, no cup.
No cup.
No cup. Some people feel so connected to their pet, they're almost twice as likely to trust their pet more than their partner. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do understand liking your pet or trusting your pet more than most other humans.
I mean, yeah, that would make sense. But
half admit they'd be fine sitting on the toilet in front of their pet, but not their partner. Well, yeah. Yeah, my dog doesn't make a face. My dog just sits there and smiles while I'm doing my business. If my wife comes in, you know what she's going to be like, oh, God, spray something. My dog never says that.
yeah, I think the day that I'm sitting on the throne and my dog, goes like, puts his paw over his nose or something, I'm probably going to go get checked out.
You know what I don't understand?
I'm going to be like, something's wrong. Even
Right.
my dog doesn't like the smell, man. Like,
No, what I don't understand is, like, for example, Rousey, and I don't know if Wendy's boxer is this way. Maybe you can tell me.
yeah.
But Rousey, and we feed her a very, very, very good diet. Like, she has a very healthy
Right.
dog diet.
Right.
But, man, when she farts,
Oh, yeah.
it's the most pungent thing you've ever smelled. It's like straight Satan's armpit. Like, it's brutal, man. Like, I get mad. if like my mouth is open and it hits me, I'm like mad as hell. You know, what I don't understand
Stop
is,
eating your dog's farts, Patrick.
yeah, why does she not seem to smell it? Why doesn't she, because, if you fart and it's like, oh God,
Yeah,
I got to go.
yeah.
That's terrible, right? Something's wrong with me today. Why does my dog not have that smell and go, oh, man?
I mean, they kind of
It's
smell.
like they don't even care.
Well, no, man. They smell butts all day, every day anyway. So.
I guess so. I guess maybe it's they're already used to
it,
sniffing
yeah.
ass.
They're like, oh.
Yeah, it's just
hello
more
to you
ass.
too, owner.
Yeah, no,
That's how they flirt with each other, man.
is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know
just
either.
saying.
But I just, man, it's the most pungent thing in the world. So now we have to, because typically it doesn't, the only sound it makes is this.
Yeah.
And you're like, you'll hear it from across the room now, like, nope.
Time to move.
Yeah, everybody starts wearing their base. Just did it. Everybody's like, covering their nose up there, get their shirt over their nose, trying to wait it out.
But maybe that is a boxer thing, because I had a couple boxers too for a couple of years, and man, same thing. Like when they would fart,
I can imagine
oh, God.
2 of them.
Oh, geez.
You ever done this to your friend? Now this is this is one of those things my son taught me, and it's funny. But if ever a dog or you or somebody farts, but you just go, "You smell popcorn?"
Yeah.
Just look at the person next to you and say that.
Okay.
You smell popcorn? What's the first thing they're going to do?
No. Oh.
It's instinctual. As soon as you say it, do you smell popcorn? They go,
Yeah. Get a big whiff of it.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Nice.
No, that's a gem. That's a gem you can use right there. Save that one. Tuck that away for
Yeah.
Jax.
Yeah.
You hit Jax with that one.
Yeah.
Next
Except
time.
he's usually the one that smells them first.
Yeah.
And then he'll be the one that lets it go. And then we'll be riding in the car, and he'll be like, "Dad, you smell? Did you fart?" And I'm like, "No, why? It smells like fart back here." "Did you fart, Jax?" "No." And I'm like, "Yeah, you did. Yeah, you're trying to blame it on me."
That's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny how kids will try to fake things and
Oh
lie.
yeah.
Have you caught him bold faced before?
Oh yeah.
In lies?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
been, yeah. That's kind of like, I don't know if it's a sick pleasure of mine or what, because it's never anything bad, but it's enough where like I know what really happened, and
Yeah.
I just want to see what he's gonna come up with, and then I'll be like, "Yeah, that's not what happened at all, Jax. This did, and then he's like, "How did you know that?" And I'm like, "Because I know everything, Jax.
Yeah, that's what I used to tell Noah.
Yeah.
It's like, there's
I'm
no way.
always watching."
Son, I see you when you don't know. I see
Right,
you.
exactly.
Eyes in the back of my head. Remember that. I
Yeah.
always know what you're doing.
You gotta have that bluff card. in
Yeah,
there,
well, you
man.
get that in for a little bit till they figure out you're full of shit.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, whatever. Yeah, when my kids started telling me all the stories of things they were doing that I had no clue about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all right, here's something funny is, so for what a lot of people wouldn't know, I quit smoking weed for about 17 years.
Yeah.
All right, because my son was born.
Okay.
And so I had a job where I had to pee in a cup.
Right.
So, and I never smoked around my kids at all, ever.
Right. Right.
And so I quit for a long time, and then I started smoking again a little bit. And so I would sit out on the back porch after the kids go to bed or whatever. And sometimes Laura would come out with me, and I'd sit there and smoke, and she'd talk to me. Tyler apparently had snuck out of the house. I don't know why. I don't remember what he was doing, but he had made it back around back, and he was going to come in the back door, but I'd come out. So he had to hide. There was a little basement door there. He said he hid in the basement for 45 minutes waiting for me to get done. Because he didn't know what else to do, man.
And he had gone and just smoked too?
No, he didn't.
okay.
I hope not. But
See, I was going to say, at that point, like...
that's the first time he figured out that I
you
might
smoked.
be smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I was a teenager, if I ever would have caught my parents, like, lighting one up or whatever, I probably would have just been like, "Hey, you mind if I come, sit next to you and
Yeah, no, he
let's have a chat?"
no. Hell no. No, that would have been a no-go.
You want to smoke with your kiddo?
No, not at that age I wouldn't. Now they're grown men.
Well, yeah.
So that's different. But no, I never and I'm not here to judge anybody. It just, I I can't encourage that, especially with today, the
I
potency
mean,
of
not like a
today's
young
stuff.
kid, but,
Yeah, well, no, I get it.
16, 17, you want
No,
to be like your kid,
no,
you know?
no, I didn't. Today's weed's just so strong.
Yeah.
It's not like the shit we smoked when we were kids,
That's
man.
true.
That stuff was junk.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Best you
barely
could get
enough
was
because you
dro.
thought you were getting high.
I'm
I mean,
giving
you
out
got kinda
secrets
high.
now.
But
My mom watches the show, you know?
but then now that shit, man, it's real.
Yeah.
That stuff's potent, bro. You have your kids in special ed. After a couple of years, you start smoking with them.
We used to, all my friends my room was really, really tiny. All right. It wasn't like a very big bedroom or anything
Yeah.
when I was a teenager. And like, so all
Me
my
too,
friends
yeah.
would come over and we'd have like, 6 or 7 teenagers all packed into this tiny room. I had a computer, with Napster and everything. So everybody's downloading their songs. We're playing music. We've got, black lights and posters and everything.
Yeah,
up.
that's right.
Middle of Michigan, January, winter, negative 30 degrees outside with one of those double fans in the window sucking all the air out of the room. Because, yeah. Then the parents would come in and be like, oh, what's going on? Oh, we're just hot. We're just really warm in here with everybody in the room.
Your parents didn't know what was going on?
I don't know. They acted like they didn't, but I'm pretty sure they did.
No, I got caught because I climbed out my window and was smoking a spliff out there. And for some reason, my mom, once 10 o'clock happened, they were in bed and they never got up. For some reason, she got up at like 11.
Yeah.
And she opened the door, and there I was outside my room, outside the window.
Smoking?
Yeah, no, I got popped, because back then I may as well have been doing heroin if I was smoking weed. Right.
That was,
to
weed
them.
was dope, man.
Yeah, no, it was the worst,
Dare.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got sent to rehab. I did. 30 days, man. Senior year.
Let me see how well that went.
Yeah, because I moved out my junior year, right?
Yeah.
And I stayed out until probably a quarter through my senior year. My mom begged me, will you please come back home? So I did. But, yeah, then she caught me, sent me to rehab for 30 days. So what happened when my buddy picked me up from rehab? First thing he did, light this up, buddy.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
Yep, thank you.
Hell yeah. I've been waiting a month for that.
That wasn't rehab. That was just a tolerance break.
Yeah, that's all it was. But I do my homework and everything from there.
I remember when I had to, I finally decided to come clean and tell my dad that I was a smoker of cigarettes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was like the most nerve-wracking thing in the world because my dad he was very, I won't say straight edge, but
Yeah,
but
kind of, yeah.
yeah, he erred on that side. But I mean, they were both smokers too.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, we had gone on I was like, 14, 15. And it was one of those, we're going out as a family, you need to come with,
Right.
So hang on. So I did, and we were sitting in the car there, and I knew I was going to be riding with him. I'm thinking, all right, this is just going to be a quick ride. We'll go out for like an hour as a family. I'll come back home. I don't want to bring my cigarettes and everything with me because I don't want to get caught. And so we stopped somewhere, and Mom was out of the car. She was shopping for something. It's just Dad and I sitting in the car. And we're there for like 45 minutes, and we've already been out for like 3 hours. And I'm antsy.
You're jonesing for one.
So finally I was just like, hey, Dad, listen, I got something to tell you. I've been smoking for like the last year. Can I have a cigarette, please? Because I'm stuck in the back of this car. And
Well, how did he respond?
He was just like, well, you know the dangers. You know what it can do.
You know the danger. You know it'll kill you, right?
Yeah, I'm a smoker, so I can't say anything. So yeah,
So
here you
here's a
go.
cigarette.
Right. He's like, I'm not gonna yell
Put
at
this
you.
gun in your mouth. It's okay. Did your parents smoke in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. When I was young.
Oh, in the house,
when I was
in the
young.
car, yeah.
Yeah, in the car, everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet I went to school smelling like a cigarette butt
I'm sure.
all the time.
Yeah. We used to go down the road and it wasn't weed smell or smoke, it was just cigarette
Yeah,
smoke.
no, my dad, same.
Yeah.
Same. Now, my mom quit when I was, I don't know, I must have been 13 or so when she quit. But my dad, he smoked forever, and man, he was committed. In the winter, he had a tent on the front porch with a heater and a TV in it.
Oh, I would do that, man. Absolutely. For a cigarette?
Just baking yourself and
For sure.
If you're baking, you're going to walk out
I
and
mean,
just
you don't
smell
have
like
to
an
do that in
ashtray.
Arkansas, but
Yeah, you smell like an ashtray.
well, hey.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Like, you'd have to paint the house every couple of years because all the walls would be yellow. Do you remember smoking? Did you ever have a job where you could smoke inside at work?
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Where at?
actually. Well, it was my first job was as a dishwasher at a local restaurant.
Okay.
So in the back,
Oh, a
they
lot of
pretty much-
people
but it was a
smoke.
smoking restaurant too.
Okay.
So yeah, they'd let us smoke back there, and
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
Wendy's, we used to,
I feel bad now. I think back about, all the telemarketing offices from probably the time I was about 19 to 23, 24 that I worked in, and they were all smoking offices, and there were half the people didn't smoke, and nobody gave a shit.
Nobody cared. Yeah.
No, you had ashtrays on, you'd be blowing smoke everywhere.
Yep.
Like, could you shut up, bitch? And then we all got mad when they took it. You're taking my freedom away.
All right.
No, you're killing people, man. These people didn't ask for that shit. They're trying to breathe in here. It's work.
I never did telemarketing, but I did telesurveys. I was that person that'd call you up in the middle of dinner and be like, "We'd like to ask you some questions about what you've watched on TV recently."
Yeah, no,
same
I
thing.
was straight up telemarketing from the get. Yeah, no, when I started doing it, I was raising money for the Fraternal Order of Police.
Oh, okay.
That's where I started, and then I graduated from that to.
That seems like it would be the entry level into the
Yeah,
telemarketing
It
career.
was pretty entry level, yeah. And then I graduated to Heritage, went over there and raised money for veterans and missing children and things like that. And then I ended up the highest level I was working actually for a bank, and I was doing business finance programs and lines of credit. So it was a legit operation there. That was a legit one. Yeah. Well, good morning, Jay. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Latasha said when she was a teenager, her friends' parents were local weed dealers, and they hid the weed in the fireplace of their apartment. So they used to run from the bus home and steal some before her friends' parents got home.
I didn't have
Did they
any
ever
friends.
catch you or wonder? Like,
I didn't have any friends like that. That their parents did that. But I did have one time, there was a party at my friend's house, and, it's the stupid kids, man. We drank all their booze.
Yeah.
And he felt like he used like soda and water and stuff to fill it all back up. It wasn't 2 weeks before they figured it out, and he was grounded like forever.
I'd be pissed as a parent. Like, I
Oh,
would be
hell
more
yeah. You're going to
mad-
go pour a drink, and you're like, was there any booze in this? What's
Right,
going on here?
Yeah, like I would rather come and find out that it was left empty because you drank it all than you tried to cover it up with soda because no.
Yes.
You go take
hold
it,
on. Yes, little doggy. The FOP call center over off Cantrell is correct. Yes, it was right there, right off Cantrell, Mississippi. So yeah, it was Carlton Publishing, Eagle Publishing. Scott Carlton ran it at least at that time. He said I called trying to sell carpet cleaning for a while.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, that's how I got started in it because illegally when I was 14, my dad had me telemarketing in the back of his home improvement company trying to set appointments for them. So, at 14, I'm working I don't even know if I guess he was paying me. I can't remember if he was, but that's how I cut my teeth in telemarketing. And so when I didn't go to college, I was like, well, what's something I can do? Well, I did that pretty good.
Right.
And so at 19, I started telemarketing, and I was pretty good at it.
Right.
And so then I became the manager at 20. And then I opened another office in Fort Worth when I was 21 for them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean,
Then I went to Heritage as a manager, and I was there for a couple of years.
so what was like your number one go-to hook to? Because I mean, obviously you're calling people up; they don't want to be bothered by you or whatever. So what was your number one hook to get them to stay on the phone with you?
It depends on the product and where you're calling, because you learn if you talk to business people all over the country, and which I did, or not just business people, but anybody.
Yeah.
You learn that different regions require different ways to approach it. If you call New York or New Jersey and you say, hey, Bob, how you doing? And you start like that, click, that's what you're going to get.
Gotcha.
They do not, they do things backwards to us in the
Okay.
South. In the South, you talk you talk business after you
Right, you
warm
do the
up.
greeting,
You know,
yeah,
you talk
yeah.
about grandma, you talk about the weather, you talk about your family, the
Right.
dogs. Then you get to business once they start trusting you.
Right, right.
In New York, it's the opposite.
Okay.
You can talk business. Don't talk personal to me until business is done.
Gotcha.
And so I learned that, number one.
Interesting.
Is that you have to approach it completely differently. But it really wasn't a hook as much that I had, as much as understanding how to pitch it.
Right.
You know, it's really about, you call it a hook, and I get what you're saying, but about the first 15 seconds of any call, when I was a trainer for years, and I wrote scripts. I mean, that's what I did. And so the first 15 seconds make or break your call.
Yeah.
And you know within that 15 seconds, if you're really good, whether you got a shot or you don't.
Gotcha.
And so you learn how to phrase it the right way
To get
right
it.
off the bat to so to speak, to get the hook.
Right.
Where you don't just get shut down. But look, this is one of those things, like you talk about being a hill climber. Remember we talked about
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I learned that, because you have to take a prolific amount of no.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Yeah.
looking, it's
You gotta have some thick skin in
it's
that
the
game.
law of averages.
Right.
That's all it is. It's just a numbers game. Literally, it's a numbers game. If you make a quality presentation, you make X number of calls making quality presentations, there's a baseline number
Right.
that you're going to close, 10%, 20%, whatever that number is, and it will consistently happen.
Gotcha.
Over and over again. But you have to know, how
to do it.
how to get them from bouncing on you.
Right.
And that's the important part, So I manage so many different organizations, set up so many sales training programs, and used to teach people how to do that, and I love doing it.
Yeah.
I love teaching people how to sell, because it's an art form.
Right.
It is an art form
It
if
is.
you're good at it.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to, for most of my life, and I guess still to this day in a way.
Yeah.
It's all sales,
Yeah.
isn't it? I mean, really?
Uh,
I mean, everything
when
you
you
do
break
is
it down,
kind of
yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
Because you're always.
Because at the end of it, even if you're selling a product, everybody always says you're not selling the product, you're selling yourself.
That's right.
So-
people buy from people they like.
Right.
It's that simple.
Right.
People buy from people they like. So,
Sales.
yeah.
Everything is sales.
It is. It really is sales.
Oh, I said if you want a
especially
great
with your wife.
sales like movie to teach you about.
Well, I
sales.
mean, aren't you trying to sell your wife on things you want her to do or not
Right.
do? Aren't you? Haven't you been? You've been a little arm twister at times, haven't you? Ladies sell their husbands on what they want, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all are selling.
This is
You're
true.
selling your kid on why they should eat their vegetables, why
Right.
they should go to bed on time.
Yeah, need to
That's
get your
sales.
sleep, yeah.
It's sales. It's all sales, man, everything. Anytime you want someone to do something you want them to do,
You're selling them
That's
on doing
sales.
it. Yep.
yeah.
Very true. I mean, you're
And when you look at it and go, yeah, I mean, everybody's
sense.
selling everybody. That's what
Right.
we do.
right.
So it's not necessarily manipulation. It's, leveraging language to its fullest potential. That's what you're doing. You're leveraging language to get the best results.
So like manipulation.
You could call it that.
Same.
Could call it that, I guess. I mean, I think
You're
sometimes.
using the words that I want to hear
Yes.
to get me to do what you want me to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can call that manipulation or you can call that good communication. It's whichever you prefer.
Which way you want to spin it. Yeah.
I mean, I've had moments where people have said to me, I don't know how this happened. And most of those times were good. But what?
Why did we just learn this about Latasha? She's sitting on a gold mine of stories, man.
Yeah, no, I bet, yeah, no, I can see that. I'd like to know more about that.
We need to
Yeah,
have
what?
this
Next
as a
time you're in, we'll talk about your sales techniques and what your best products were and how that went. That's one sales job I've never had, although it probably would be fun. Probably be skeevy too.
So I've got to
Probably
tell
better
you,
as a girl to be working in those places than a guy.
I don't know if it's completely accidental. I don't know if it was like brilliant marketing or what. But so right near where I live in Jacksonville, just across on the other side of the highway, there is a little sex shop called, I think, like Fantasies or something. I don't know.
I know the one.
All right. Right above the shop, there's a huge billboard And the billboard currently is by Baptist Health for pregnant women.
Yeah.
And it just has a picture of a woman with, the belly and everything. She's got her hands underneath
Yeah.
it. And it just says, "We're here for your dedication." Right in front of the sex
That's
store.
hilarious.
And I'm just like, that is brilliant. Like, I laugh every time.
That is
That's
funny.
Brilliant marketing from start to finish, man.
She said she worked at Seductions in Conway and helped open the one on Cantrell. Turkey said, "I like to carry on a convo with telemarketers. I ain't buying, but it does my heart good to waste their time and give them hope for a bit." Yeah, I've done that before.
I always like to answer the phone with something off the wall and just see if it takes them a minute to realize what I just said before they hang up or if they just disconnect right
I
away.
used to answer all those calls. I don't now because thank God that my phone says, possible
Spam
scam
caller,
or
yeah.
telemarketer or spam caller. It gives you all kinds of things there. Little doggy said, "And a big church right next to the strip club." That's
Yeah,
true.
That's
No, you can go Saturday night there and just move over Sunday night to the next one. Why not?
pass out in one parking lot and
I
ask
think-
for forgiveness in the other.
Look, if you're a couple and you hadn't gone to the sex shop, you should.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't buy anything.
Absolutely.
The fun of walking through and looking at those things, like, look, I always, the area where I'll always stop and I'll just start laughing. I cannot help it, is the butt plug area. And it's not because people use butt plugs, it's because some of them are bigger than lava lamps, and you're like, what are you doing? Why would you ever
do
want?
that?
Look what I got. Why? You're proud of this accomplishment? This is something special to you? This is what are you going to call mom and go, "Mom, I got it. I finally got it in. I got the whole thing in."
My
What-
butthole
that's-
is 3 feet
yeah,
wide.
yeah, fart like an industrial fan now. It's just, come on, man. Those things, it's like,
Brings
why?
crop dusting to a
Yeah.
whole new meaning. Yeah.
It's
Fart
funny.
like an industrial fan.
Well, I would imagine over time, even the most elastic things have a point,
Brad says he sells dope ass kicks for a living.
Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, you mean shoes?
That's what I'm thinking. Shoes,
Oh, you're
yeah.
you're
He's a shoe
swinging shoes.
salesman.
What kind of shoes, man?
Right.
Like,
Are you wearing like a
Like
referee shirt, or are
sneakers?
you,
or like dress shoes, or you sling like what are those?
Foot Locker still
what are
exists.
the current popular crappy shoes?
Crocs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a Croc salesman? I go to medical places and I sell Crocs and the charms you put on them. When you see someone with charms on their Croc, it's like, man, come on, man. Why are you putting charms on your Crocs, man? Stop it. Stop this business. God damn it.
Tactical says typical Friday show. It's hitting the ditch.
Yeah, no, it's in the ditch. It's been in the ditch. It's been in the ditch. That's just how it is sometimes.
Someone we used to know used to send women he wanted a bang video of him hiding a Coke can in there.
Wow, that's
These comments, man, jeez.
someone I used to know used to send women he wanted to.
Oh,
Oh,
women he wanted to bang.
oh,
Okay.
oh, hiding a Coke can. Oh, wow, I'm not sure that was the right audience. To be honest with you, I just don't know. He said, "I used to invite the Jehovah Witnesses inside to talk about the missing, what does it say?
Missing Lonk. I don't know if it was Lonk or Link.
Yeah, the missing link, probably. That's funny. No, it's always fun to have conversations with those guys. Now, I don't as much anymore. When I was young, I used to love to invite them in and have debates with them.
Yeah.
Now I don't have enough time. I'm like, hey, good for you. You feel good about it. I'm happy for you.
Right.
Meanwhile, I've got a satanic
good.
worship. I got to do sacrificing a goat. So
Yep, yep.
Come back later, would you? Anyway, so what was
Oh, he works at Hibbett. Brad.
Oh, you work at Hibbett?
Hibbett Sports, yeah.
Which
Says, "Get you
one?
some
In Conway,
J's."
Benton, where? Which one, Brad?
I don't know. We'll have
I'll come see you.
There's like a 30-second delay in between.
Yeah, no,
what
I'll
they
come
say
see you,
and-
man. Because I like sneakers a lot.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah,
a
and I
big
need to
sneaker
get-
collector?
I'm not, but I'd like to be. I get hand-me-downs from Tyler. We wear the same size.
Okay.
So he buys the good shoes.
And then you just
And then
get
when
them
he
afterwards?
gets tired of them, I get them. I
Yeah.
inherit them, and I have shoes he's given me that are now 10, 12 years old.
Dang.
I'm not kidding, man. I will not give up a pair of shoes if I don't have to. I know it's so stupid, but I've got probably a 20-year-old pair of Nikes right now that I'm still rocking.
I was gonna say, man, if they're in good shape,
They
you never
are
know,
in
they
good
might
shape.
be worth some money.
Nah, they're not.
No.
But no, I do. I love them. I do love shoes. I just can't afford to buy. Now, I will tell you where you can go if you haven't. Go down to Pine Bluff to the Pines, what used to be the Pines Mall. But go to Dillard's there. It's the clearance center.
Yeah.
And this is good for
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and Jax.
Yeah.
You can get it's like the last stop clearance for Dillard. So everything is marked
okay.
way down. And you can get some hellama deals. Like, I mean, nice stuff.
May have to go check that
for
out.
a fraction of what you'll pay.
I won't say, you're going to get a steal in Pine Bluff, but
Well, I wouldn't say that. No. She said, I'm the same way. I have shoes from high school still. I don't, but I did keep the Nikes. I bought my first pair of Nikes when I was a senior in high school because my parents could never afford them.
yeah.
So I saved up and I bought the cheapest Nikes there were. But I had those probably till I was almost 30.
Dang.
Yeah, they were my shoe du jour for a long time. Then they were the basketball shoe. Then they were the lawn mowing shoe. Then they just sat in the closet because I couldn't throw them away because every time I looked at them, I was like, that's the first pair of Nikes I ever bought. Like, they mean something
We've
to
been
me.
through some things, man.
Yeah, it's stupid.
We've mowed a lot. He says Brad says Hot Springs. He's at the
Hot Springs. Okay.
Hey, man, speaking about Hot Springs.
Yes.
The Wise Guys. Man, they've got a lot of special promotions going on right now. So
What do
if
they
you
got?
Want,
Well, first of all, tell people who they are because
Well,
not
yeah.
everybody knows that right
So
now.
if you haven't heard, the Hot Springs Wise Guys is the new Arena League football team in Hot Springs. They're going to be playing at the Bank of the Ozarks Arena. First game is coming up May 31st.
May 31st.
Yeah. And of course, I'm going to. We announced earlier they've hired me on to be their PA announcer.
Yeah.
So
so
I'm
he will
excited
be the
about that.
voice of the arena during the football game.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Once it
That's
says,
very
"Come on,
exciting.
Hot Springs makes me. Yeah. No, I'm very excited for it.
No, I know. Yeah, I bet you are.
They've got a lot of special things going on. I think if you just head over to their Facebook, Hot Springs or Wise Guys Arena Football is what it is.
Do you on big announcing days? Do you do anything differently as far as your voice goes?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a whole like. I
There's a
mean, I
regimen?
try. There's usually a special thing like kind of a whatever you call it, a routine that I go through on an announcing day. And so, I mean, number one is just hygiene. Like I be sure to I shave my head myself, so I'll trim it up and get it all shaved and clean and the beard all looking good. But yeah, as much as like once I get to wherever I'm going, at least 3 to 4 hours before I'm going to announce, I try to not smoke a lot of cigarettes or anything,
Okay.
or eat anything.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I still do sodas, but even like a couple hours before, I'll switch from soda to at least room temperature water.
Yeah.
And only do that. So.
See, I usually on a stand-up day, I'll try to keep, if I can, keep my talking minimum.
Yeah.
Until I get there.
Yeah.
And that probably sounds silly, and I drink a lot of coffee, warm coffee.
Yeah.
Because that soothes the
Soothes your
warm,
voice,
makes
right.
your voice. Cold constricts your throat, warm
Exactly.
expands it, right?
Exactly.
So yeah,
That's where I got the
room temperature
room
water.
temperature water.
Yeah, I don't even typically, unless it's really, really hot, I would rather have room temperature water than cold water.
Yeah.
Now, if it's like 100 degrees, yeah, everybody wants cold water.
Right, right.
Man, 100 degrees, you want beer. And I don't even drink beer normally, but if it's real hot, it's like, man, a beer would be
beer
great.
would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have to do that, and I'm not as like adamant about it as I should be, because otherwise, and it gets me every time, and I go, yep, I knew I shouldn't have done that. But the worst thing for me, of course, is being in the middle of announcing and having like my voice crack, and I feel it every time, and I always go like, damn, I shouldn't have smoked so much, or shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think it's just remembering to get a drink before each time
Yeah.
and really
And I
get
usually,
your throat prepared.
yeah.
Pause even on that. I was going
What
to say
is
get your
wrong with
throat
you today,
lubricated, but I knew that was wrong.
Yeah, you're.
I'm just, it's Friday. I'm a hot mess.
You
I've
got the blocks on your mind.
I do, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so getting excited, bro. Like
bet.
now it's so real, that I can't even get there fast enough, but both slow enough and fast enough.
Right.
I got so many things I need to do before we leave. But at the same time, I just want to be driving and going.
Yeah.
You know?
You're just ready to get there. And,
Yeah.
Get settled in.
No,
start
I am.
rocking it
Man,
out,
I'm ready to go see what this world's about.
Though, I'm the same way with next Saturday and going to the midget wrestling. Yeah, the midget
Yeah.
warrior wrestling. Like, I'm so excited to go out there
I know.
and announce for him, man.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. So I understand the feeling, man. It's just like you're sitting there just ready to get there.
So next week, so you know what to expect if you don't already. I'll be gone. Gunner will be gone as well. We're going to be in Tulsa at the Osage Casino. That's where their Amazon Prime is filming the show. And so we'll be there all week doing the show. Now, during that time, I'll get some videos to you guys to share as I can update you and let you know what's going on as much as possible. I'm sure there are some limitations as to what I can do or talk about.
Right.
But I'll send what I can do, And it's gonna be awesome. We'll hopefully we'll win some money, but we're gonna have a lot to talk about when we get back.
I'm going to be an hour away from you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you?
Seriously, I just looked it up. Yeah.
Oh, really?
When I
That's
go out there
cool.
next
Maybe
Saturday. Yeah, we might
maybe
have
you
to
can come by the casino.
That's what I'm saying. If they let
Yeah.
you out, maybe we can grab a bite or something.
Maybe.
somewhere, man.
We've got 14-hour days. That's
Yeah,
what we
dude.
got.
That's crazy.
14-hour shooting schedule. Let me see if I can even tell you. Hold on, what it looks like. I don't
Are you gonna like pre-record a rant for next week?
No, I'm not. You'll have to. You have to just be okay with
Right.
what you got. Let's.
No, I know I'll be kind of running the board and everything and piloting the ship, but I think we've got a lot of great people scheduled, along with all of our normal co-hosts, man.
Yeah.
So Amanda, Chad will still be here, Bundy,
Yeah.
but we've got some listeners, and Latasha's going to come in a couple of
That's
days.
good.
So,
That's
yeah,
cool.
man.
That'll be fun. She'll do great, of course.
I've got it set up nicely so that while I'm over here,
Turkey
burning
said
to
he'd
death-
come by one day next week.
Yeah,
Just let him
yep.
know what day.
Yep, I got to look at.
That'll
the
be
schedule,
great. Yeah, no, I appreciate everybody coming and helping
do
Rich
too.
out. No, it's great. It's great. It's really helpful.
I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
Yeah, we're gonna go over a few more things and make sure. But just embrace the suck.
Absolutely, man.
Embrace
always.
the suck. I mean,
Always.
if a foul happens, just go, yep, that
Yep,
was me.
that happened.
I own that. I
Yeah.
did that.
Hey,
I messed
man,
it up.
That's how we blew up the Doritos song.
Well, somehow, some way, you're right. It's so weird. I can't even explain that to you. Matter of fact, we should end on that song today just because.
Well, be safe, man. Have a good trip, and obviously, we all can't wait for you to return, man. And good luck out there on the competition, bro.
Man, yeah,
Seriously,
y'all,
everybody.
y'all be rooting for us. We're going to try to get this dub and bring it back to the house. And I'll see you in about a week or so. All right.
Later, everybody.
The big game is on tonight. I got it in some parlays. The 75-inch is shining bright. Got a blizzy in the ashtray. Getting snacks, about to finish. I hear him start the anthem. Gotta hurry, I can't miss this. But then here comes my tantrum. Who the fuck ate my Doritos? Just day before I got the big bag. Nothing here but Tostitos. We got ourselves a real scumbag. I don't know if it was my wife or my daughter or my son. How can this even be my life? What the hell have I done? Well, I don't give a damn who done it. They're gonna catch a fresh one. Somebody better haul ass and run it and go give me a new one. Who the fuck ate my Doritos? Just not a damn person in the place. By God, it's only me. Just wanna put the smack on one face, but who knows, maybe three. I'll have to go toe